Hiya, and welcome back to Journal. The game that teaches us that crying... Well, no. The game that teaches us that, that feeling out of place as a furry is a great thing. Yeah, actually it isn't, but I can't think of anything. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Hey, come on now! I was joking! I don't think I look like a nerd, I just have a plain t-shirt and some jeans, something that's comfy enough and looks well. Don't overthink, buddy! He punched my shoulder playfully. Well, bye-bye! He turned around with his back turned to me, waved as he went back to the seat in the front row, right in front of the professor's desk. Just one more year. Just one more year. Sometime later. I saw Derek join the class sometime after, flashing me a smile as he sat down on a random seat. Ah, okay. After that, the seats started to fill in until there were none left, leaving the student mark at a solid 25. It could be worse. Wait. It could be worse. As I analyzed the rest of the room, I was surprised to notice that the variety of races was surprisingly low now. There were mainly only felines and canines. And out of all the canines, I think I'm going to be the only fox this year, just like the rest of my previous years in high school. Now that I think about it, it's been a while since I've seen a fox, just wolves and dogs here and there out of the canines. Well, with the exception of the rare coyote or jackal. Now that I think about it, not only are foxes rare now, but I don't think I've seen a small canine in a while. I shouldn't really give it a lot of thought. It's probably just a regional thing. As my mind began to wander around, I decided to entertain the first thought that came to my mind, which was, of course, about them. Oh yeah! I forgot about that. I accidentally skipped like 2 chapters, and then... Yeah, I feel so bad. But then I got it up and working correctly. But yeah. What? I wonder if they would like this school. Ethan would probably be complaining and annoying me about something that doesn't even make sense while Emma tries to shut them up. While she's trying to steal back some of the... What? She's trying to steal back some of the pens he stole... It's going to be a long year, isn't it? Shortly after the bell, a male figure entered the classroom in a hurry, then sat at the professor's desk while putting out papers from his putting out papers from his briefcase. Sorry for being late, students. I was held back by the principal. Annoying little fucker. Some snickers were heard in return of his retort. Listen here, you punks. I'm Professor Richard, and I'll be your teacher for this last year before you become a slave to capitalism like the rest of the adults. No, you aren't allowed to call me Dick or any other nickname. He glared at the room, his gaze falling on me for a split second. Let's try to make this year enjoyable, okay? His bored expression betrayed his attempt at an excited tone. So the school budget this year is low, since there are some things that I can't really explain to you. But long story short, I'm going to be a professor for almost all your classes. Even though I'm only qualified for physics. He cleared his throat. The only classes I won't teach you are your clubs, your preferred second language, and PE. Any questions? Nobody said a word. The teacher took that as an approval sign. Alright, I'm gonna, fix my microphone real quick. There we go. Microphone fixed. Good. Now, I've been reminded multiple times that making connections before college is important and blah blah blah. So grab the person closest to you and turn your desk. You have 10 minutes to get to know each other. I have to continue my talk with the principal. Behave while I'm gone. I saw some students in the middle row raise their hand. That means no smoking, no masturbation, no drugs, no yelling, and no food. I'm sure you don't want to get punished on the first day of school, so calm your hormones. That is the first time I have ever heard... Hang on. Yeah, that is the first time that I have ever heard a teacher say no masturbation. That is not the first time that I've ever heard a teacher say something inappropriate, but that is the first time I've ever heard a teacher say masturbation. Like, probably the first time I've ever heard a teacher say something inappropriate, it was this past school year. I was doing my own thing. I was helping out. I was doing tech for a show. No, I wasn't doing tech for a show. I was sitting in on a rehearsal for a musical. The accompanist, she said, no, because so you're not allowed to say any of these inappropriate words on this list. And everyone was disappointed. We were like, oh, god damn it. And then, while he's rehearsing... Oh, no. See, like, okay. In the beginning... Oh, wait. I want to finish this first story first. He was singing, and, the musical was, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. He was singing, I don't blame my brain, but I do blame my... And he had to stop, but then the accompanist, she's a sweet old woman, shouts at the top of her lungs, penis. And everyone died. And as for your thing, here's the thing. My laptop fan, it's loud. It's very loud. It's very loud. No, it's because I'm using an actual microphone now and not just my laptop microphone. And yes, I have heard an old woman shout penis at the top of her lungs. It was hilarious. We were like, you have to do that on the day of the show. And she's all like, no, I don't want to. No, the dean's going to be there. I don't want to. No, she's like, she's like the nicest person ever. She's like the nicest woman ever. I have only seen her get up. I have never seen her get mad. The closest I've seen her to getting mad is Ayo. Oh my god. Yeah, that's allowed. But no, she's like the nicest woman. I've only seen her get remotely upset once. And she told me, hey, could you tell some of those people to stop playing on their phones in the back? And I'm like, yeah, sure. All the raised hands were lowered. Yes, only me and the mods are able to see those. We're able to, add it to the list, or add it to the blacklist, or add it to the permitted list. Why is That was my question. Why is masturbation on that list? He rushed to the door at a hurried pace, but before he left, he gave us one last look. I'm serious. Get to know each other. Make new friends. You never know if one of your peers might land you a job. His annoyed expression softened a bit before he left the classroom. Some people immediately turned their desk in the direction of a random person, while some other people just straight up walked out of the classroom.
It's time to drink water.
Oh my god. The amount of aggression. Meanwhile, I sat there, dumbfounded.
It's time to drink water.
Well, better to not make the professor mad on the first day. So, might as well talk to someone. I only had two possible options. The wolf in front of me or the guy to my right, who served as a shield from Amy. Well, only one option now. The guy to my right thought Amy was talking to him when she tried to grab my attention while I pretended not to notice, so they ended up talking. So my only option was the wolf in front of me. Just be cool, Lucas. Carefree and confident. I tapped his right shoulder twice, his head snapping quickly to my direction. Oh my god. Thank you for the previous. Oh my god. Did he do some exorcist bullshit? Is he part owl? Is he... Stream, if you're here, is this an exorcist reference? Is he secretly an owl? Because that... he just quickly snapped, making me tumble a bit of my seat. His eyes made intense eye contact with mine, his strong gaze making me feel smaller. A nice reflex there, bro. I'm Lucas. A pleasure. I extended a hand for a handshake. He had a frown on his face. Well, obviously he has a frown. He just broke his fucking neck. He rotated his... he rotated his head very quickly, 180 degrees. He broke his fucking neck. He had a frown on his face. A frown I couldn't tell if it was directed to me or the entire situation. Oh shit. Just... probably both. When he turned his torso to face me... okay. Okay, I am turning on the webcam for a second. Because I gotta do this. Okay, I'm turning on the webcam. Okay, so, hear me out. So, this is what he did. So, we have my hand here. Let's pretend that my hand is his face. He just, like, did he just, like, hold, let's do this, just rotate his hand, and now, with his torso, it just rotated. Like, he just... This is not a Zach. This is fucking Bending Rodriguez from Futurama. He just... When he turned his torso to face me properly, I could tell that the guy was a bit buffer than I thought when I saw him before class. He has man boobs. I kept my hand extended, even when he had no intention of shaking it. He was just staring at it, judgingly. Hey! Come on now! Don't leave me hanging! I laughed lightly, trying to ease the situation. It didn't seem to work in the slightest. I have this habit of constantly laughing in a conversation with people I just meet. It tends to make the other person feel more comfortable around me. I didn't know it had that effect, but it was once pointed out to me, and I thought it was pretty accurate. Hang on, did his facial expression change? No, it didn't. The wolf inhaled, then extended his hand and shook mine a bit more roughly than necessary. I grimaced a little bit, but kept my smile on regardless. May I have your name? He didn't answer right away. He just stared as he seemed to think of his answer. Okay, I gotta think of a voice for him. I don't want to give him the mom voice. Jacques. I'm just gonna give him the Morgan Freeman voice. I'm just gonna give him... give him the most screechy-ass voice I can think of. Hey. Zach! His voice was rough and deep. His voice was rough and deep. It complimented his face and body. who all screamed, "Stay away from here, I'll murder you!" Which was what I wanted to do. A pleasure. He kind of nodded, then looked out the window. Well, that was rude. Hey, sorry to bother you again, but I was thinking we could do the assignment together. You can finish it pretty quickly, so you can go back to, being alone. Nice conversation, Oprah. You sure sound cool. I can tell you're not much of a talker, so why don't I tell you something about me and you tell me something in return? I looked at him and waited for an answer, his untrusting eyes analyzing me yet again. Then he shrugged carelessly. Let's get it over with! I will never be able to... I can't keep doing that voice. When we go down his route... I can't keep doing that voice. Let's get it over with. Perfect! Well, my favorite color is purple. What about yours? Gray. Oh, nice. You are probably the first person I know to have gray as their favorite color. Why? Just why am I so awkward? Are we done now? Just a couple more questions, Kay. I laughed yet again at the end of the sentence to try to ease him up. Again, it failed. My favorite subject is... Ah, shit. Oh my god, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. He's a very emo boy. Hiya. Y'all are going to call me weird as hell. Y'all are going to call me weird as hell, but in high school... This was actually my favorite subject. Math. Except geometry. I fucking hate geometry. Yeah, let's go with science. Math is nice. It's nice when it isn't geometry. Just gonna go with science. Me too. Which one is my favorite, though? It's a journal. See, here's the thing. As soon as letters got involved, by that I mean as soon as I made it into high school math, I actually just sort of understand it, because, like, math can be dumbed down to just solve for whatever fucking letter is there. Whatever goddamn letter is. That's all math is. Just solve for whatever goddamn letter is on the paper. What's that letter? Oh shit, the letter O is at the top left of the page. Guess we're solving for letter O, even though in the question there is no goddamn letter O. Biology. I think my favorite is biology. He just kind of nodded in approval as he waited for me to keep the little dynamic we have going on. Anyways, what do you do as a hobby? I enjoy writing quite a bit. I still have to pick it up again. I fell out of it after that event happened. And to be honest, I miss it. Maybe I'll try again later today. Yes, we did. I have had an idea of a story that I really want to put on paper. Oh yeah, that's how you get a job. Exercise. Oh, nice. Anything in particular? He shrugged his shoulders. Well, what's your favorite food? I don't have favorites, if I'm completely honest. Hiya. Yeah, it's called journal. The V in it is called journal. I smiled sheepishly. Meat. Oh yeah, meat's good. Yummy meat. He arched an eyebrow judgingly. Again. Did I say that out loud? Well, I just want to die now. How the hell is this visual novel getting more and more relatable? What an awkward experience. I got flushed and looked down. Thankfully, the teacher entered the classroom shortly after that. You're 10 minutes into the year and I already want to cry. Nice. Sorry for the hold-up. Had a bit of a disagreement, but it's solved now. He leaned in a cool way against the empty whiteboard, watching us all with analyzing eyes. I saw his eyes scan the room, his eyes briefly stopping on each of us. Then he stopped abruptly on a nearby spot to my right. You, girl, what's your name? Me? I'm Amy Adams, sir. Her voice was more confident than I'd expected. I guess she is just awkward with guys her age. Who did you work with? She looked flustered when she realized the entire class was looking at her, then pointed to a guy who sat between us. What's his name? She blushed and looked at the floor, not muttering a word. Nobody made a sound besides Nico, who snickered not so subtly all the way from the first row. Yeah, should have known y'all wouldn't do shit if I'm not here to force you. He opened his folder to pull out a paper. I have to call roll. When I say your name, I'll say your list number as well. I'm not going to say it twice, so hear and remember it well. Got it? Nobody answered. Am I clear? Yes, sir. Good. He started the call. Out of the 25 people in the room, I was the 13th alphabetically. After he finished, he sat down at his desk and pulled out another paper. This is your last year, so you have to make new friends, okay? Now, that's just the voice I think he should have. It's either this or Mickey Mouse. Oh, God, should I do Mickey Mouse? He stopped trying to mask his annoyance. It's the first day and he's already lost his patience. Haha, we're going to do this activity again. He grunted. I'm going to say your list number and which team you belong to. There are going to be 5 teams of 5. Just join your team and talk with them. Haha. If you don't talk, you'll be in trouble. Simple, right? Yeah, let's go back to the previous voice form. He started to say some random numbers and their team number. People making noise with the chairs and desks as they dragged across the room. Practice. A lot of practice. Lastly, Team 5 consists of numbers 1, 7, 12, 13, and 21. 21. The principal is forcing me to do this, and if I don't follow the orders, I'm gonna get fired! So when I start asking questions about your peers, you best know the answers or I'm taking your grades down. 21. You have 10 minutes! He shouted into the room. After he finished, he sighed and sat down on his desk, rubbing his eyes. Not even the teacher likes it here. I just stayed in the very far corner of the classroom, hoping that someone from my team would recognize me. Amy approached me with a kind smile, being completely different compared to herself from an hour ago. Hey, Lucas, you are on Team 5, right? Yeah, I'm number 13. Amy opened her mouth, but before she could speak, I saw that Zach turned his desk towards us. Hi, are you also Team 5? Zach nodded and looked at the ground uninterestedly. Well, now we're only missing 2 more people. Should we ask around and wait for them to come? As if on cue, I saw Nico dragging his chair towards us, making a lot of noise. Given his first impression, I would bet he is doing it on purpose to annoy people. Hello! We're on the same team, Lucas. Guess fate wanted us to meet, huh? He looked cockily at Amy, who was uncomfortable with the situation. Oh god, this bitch. I chuckled dismissively and smiled at him. You shouldn't sit that close to him. You are going to scare him away. He just shrugged. I've never seen someone with your fur color before. You are so unique. Only an idiot would miss his clearly fake tone. I looked at Amy, who was pretty worked up about the cat's actions. Sup, y'all Team 5? I nodded. Oh, hey, Lucas. Didn't see you there, man. I just awkwardly waved at him as he sat down, rounding up our team. Well, that should be all of us. We were all seated in a circle, Amy to my right and Zach to my left. Nico and Derek were both in front of me. It's kind of funny how I got paired up with everyone I met before class. If this was an anime, I would call it plot armor. Unfortunately, my life is not interesting enough to be an anime. I would probably be the side character that merely smiles if spoken to with 3 lines in the entire series. Yep, that sounds accurate. Anyways, does anybody know if we need to ask specific questions or something like that? In case the teacher asks us again. I'm not giving you my social security number, so don't bother asking!
The party is completed.
I wasn't going to? Not to be rude, but I don't want to be here. I took my hands out of my pockets and placed them on my desk, and Amy, for some reason, went out to touch them. You have really soft hands. Why? Just why? What? My favorite route in Heroes Advent would probably be Cody. Because I like cooking. Like, I enjoy cooking. Now, granted, I fucking hated working in a restaurant. But I do enjoy cooking. Why? Just why? Thank you. You also have really soft hands. No, she doesn't. Her hands are crampy from being sweaty earlier. Thank you very much. I used the hand she was touching to scratch my neck, subtly putting them back into my pants pockets. The things those hands... I want to go home. I suppose she saw my face after that because I saw her dramatically put her hands back to her seat. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think I was making you uncomfortable. My bad. She forced a laugh as she looked away, embarrassed. You know you are not pretty enough to act that stupid. Derek chuckled at the remark as Amy looked at him intently. He mocked you, not me. She closed her eyes and sighed. I'm pretty plenty. Jerk. Whatever you say, he replied smugly. Okay, let's just start the activity before the time runs out and we get in trouble. He cleared his throat and puffed out his chest. I'm Derek. I'm soon to be on the basketball team. Oh, wait, wrong voice, wrong voice. Okay, let's just start the activity before the time runs out and we get in trouble. I'm Derek. I'm soon to be on the basketball team and I like sports. I'm probably better than any of you at anything I put my mind into. Nice to meet ya. He smiled brightly and looked at the Black Wolf, who sighed before speaking. Zach, I like silence. He glared at no one in particular. Nico stuck his tongue out in return. I'm Nico! I like stuff! He winked at Zach, who looked disgusted by his actions, not even bothering to hide it. Oh, I think I'm next. I'm Lucas. I like writing. It's a pleasure. Quick and clear, the best instruction possible. I practiced 5 different types of introductions yesterday. I sound like a loser even in my own thoughts. Amy, I enjoy drawing, she said in a quiet voice. She seems to be having a bad time awkwardly avoiding eye contact. Is she mad because Nico said she wasn't pretty, or because she realized she was being weird? Hang on. What's he doing? Oh. The group fell into an awkward silence. Amy being sad, Derek and I looking awkwardly away, Zach looking out the window while Nico smiled. Hopefully I won't have that many group projects. The other groups are all laughing and smiling, so I'll doubt they look for more people. Not to be rude with these people, but I would much rather do anything else than sit in this awkward silence. Derek coughed and smiled at us. Sheesh, nice attitude, guys. Next question, what are y'all gonna study? I was planning on going... If no one wants to talk, then I will. I'll stay here for college since the sports program is really good. Also, for you, who's new here? He pointed at me. This school isn't the hardest academically, so don't worry about having little time for your club. Yeah, you'll still fail most classes. Didn't you have to talk with the directives after your midterm? Okay, good night. Ah! After he finished, an awkward silence invaded us. I guess I should pick up the conversation. Oh, so you'll stay here for sports. That's nice. Any ideas of what you want to study, though? It took him a moment to recompose himself. Nope, but I still have this year to decide. What about ya? He pointed to Amy, who was looking quite miserable. I was thinking of taking... Oh, are you talking to me? I'm going to go abroad for an art program. I'm applying to every single school outside of this lame-ass town. I'm either going to Canada or to New York, depending on what the future holds. Amazing plan, right? He didn't wait for approval before he started saying random facts about a town up above named Dittany. I never heard of it before, but the way Nico describes it, it sounds like a metropolis, so that's cool, I guess. Meanwhile, Amy is looking for one to intervene. She seems to be more nervous than me, which I might say is quite a feat. Hey, you! Quiet guy! What you doing after this year? The dark-furred wolf shrugged his shoulders again, deciding to ignore the feline. Nico opened his mouth, but Amy beat him to it. I'm applying for this year. I'm applying for this. Can't I speak? I'm applying for this school's art program. She shouted quickly to avoid getting interrupted. Unfortunately, she just looked like a weirdo screaming that loud. The professor looked up from his phone and glared at Amy. Keep it low, Adams! He cursed under his breath while Amy looked even worse than before. Sorry about shouting. But about me going for an art program, I really enjoy designing things, so I think I want to study that. I just don't know what type of designer I want to be. There are just many options, you know. You should try all options before applying to a career and see which one you like the most. That way, you'll know what your real passion is. Derek smiled warmly at her, trying to make her feel better. Seemed to work since her trembling subdued a bit thanks to it. I didn't realize she was trembling until she stopped, actually. Pfft, guess I'm the only one left now. I've been really struggling to find what I want to be. I enjoy a lot of things, but none of them are exactly my passion. But at the moment, I think I want to be an architect. It sounds fun enough. God! All you have a pretty twisted definition of fun! Hey, come on now. It's relaxing to solve a difficult problem after thinking about it for a bit. Well, you do you. Anyways, me and my bros are all going to stay here for the basketball team to try to go pro. I think it's my bros and I, not me and my bros, but I don't want to seem like an ass. You know, your chances of becoming a pro are lower than 1%, but considering that you are an idiot, I think those chances are the best you'll ever get of becoming successful. Thank you, he said in a cocky manner. I don't think he got it. Okay, everyone, time's up. After that quick dynamic, we went back to our respective seats and we finally started classes. Who were, for the most part, pretty uneventful. Not for the most part, it was pretty uneventful for the entirety of the day. Now I only need to get past the last period, which is gym. I was surprised when the school brought around 50 pairs of clothes for us to choose from. There were only 25 of us, but I assume they wanted to provide for all sizes. But it is still a bit excessive, isn't it? The gym was surprisingly spacious, the enormous court glistering with the reflection of the sun. And there were 25 teenagers who awkwardly stood waiting for orders. Well, then there's Derek, who is not even bothering to hide their excitement. Derek's little tail wagging, that's kind of cute. Well, Nico is also smiling. He has that creepy smile from earlier on his face. Though I just met them, I'm not really surprised. Whatever we do today, I hope I'm not against him. But today's the first day, so I doubt we'll do anything. Hello there, little kids. Are you in the senior class? The teacher was a middle-aged woman who, for a change, had a genuine smile on her face. Yes, ma'am. Ah, Derek. Good to see my favorite students back. Listen up, kiddos. Today we're going to have some fun. I'm sure that after all those boring-ass classes, your body is aching for some action. But before that, I was told to make you introduce yourself to the class and explain the grading system. So let's do that quickly. You were probably introduced in your other classes, so I'm going to skip that. As for the grading system, well, let's just say that if you participate in class, you'll get a high grade. So, I was thinking, what's the best way to break the ice for teenagers? An aggressive game of dodgeball, of course. That is a horrible idea. That is a horrible... You know what? I have a dodgeball story. I have a dodgeball story. This was in middle school. In middle school, we didn't actually have dodgeball because we weren't allowed to, because of course we weren't. It's a public middle school. We obviously weren't allowed to have dodgeball. With dodgeball, we actually called it jailbreak. We had jailbreak. Like, you know that meme where it's like, Mom, can we have... It was like, Mom, can we get dodgeball? And Mom is all like, no, we have dodgeball at home. And the dodgeball at home is fucking jailbreak. One kid, he was on the opposite team. We had to stop the game because he got hit in the balls with a ball. Actually, we didn't stop the game. I'm just thinking. I'm misremembering it. Yeah, I misremembered it. He got hit in the balls, and he was pretty pissed off because, like, according to the rules, if you get hit below the waist, you gotta go out. Well, he gets hit in the balls. He goes over and tells the gym teacher, and she's just like, oh, well, you have to go out. You have to go out. You got hit. And he's like, I got hit in the... And I think this was the country kid. He was like, I got hit in the goddamn nuts. I'm not going out. And the teacher was like, you have to go out or you're getting detention or some shit. And he was like, God damn it. And then he went out. That's the entire story. The end. You have 5 minutes to change into your gym clothes. I'll call attendance in exactly 4 and 51 seconds, so best hurry up, buckos. I decided to follow the horde of students in hopes they go to the changing room. Okay. Do I need to pull up the sensor at all? Let's Dream or Drax, whoever... Oh no, the country kid, he was hilarious. Like, I remember, my junior and senior year of high school, we went to a tech school. Well, I went to a tech school. And this shit, he got a parking ticket from the school resource officer, and he was complaining about it. So he went up. So he was like crumpling it up. He wasn't going to pay the fine and threw it away. And he said, if they give me another goddamn ticket, I'm going to shove that ticket up where the sun don't shine. We're going to miss that kid. Okay, Drax says we're safe. Before changing, I made sure nobody was looking at me, then quickly put my clothes on. Then I went back jogging to where the teacher was. Are you going for the dodgeball team again, kiddo? Apparently I got changed too quickly since only me and Nico were in court. Shit! I should have stalled like all the others are doing. Well, there goes another amazing idea that comes to mind too late. I stood a couple of steps back from them, hoping to not intrude in their conversation. You bet I am! I missed this the most for the entirety of summer. I'm ready to destroy people! That's the spirit. What about you? I didn't see you last year, so I'm assuming you're new. Me? Yeah, I'm new, ma'am. Nice, let me tell you something. Her index finger made a come-to-me motion, being a bit scarier than it should have. I'll make... I have to do the song. I'll make a man out of you. When I'm done with you, you'll be ripped and ready to destroy. She shouted in my face and she grabbed her whistle and blew it. I'm taking roll now. Whoever's not here for it is absent. Everyone else came running to the middle of the gym court. Amy Adams. Coming! I saw her running from the changing room. The teacher chuckled in response. Then she continued taking roll. We were all there. We are playing dodgeball. Make 2 teams of equal numbers. You have 2 minutes. She sure loves that whistle. Everyone started running around while I just stood there, awkwardly looking for someone to rescue me. Fortunately, someone took pity on me because I felt a tap on my shoulder. Hey, Lucas, I just want to apologize for being so weird earlier. I swear I'm not like that and just want to start over. She extended a hand. I'm Amy, a pleasure. Shake her hand or don't shake her hand. Yeah, sure, why not? I'm Lucas, a pleasure. Yay, Amy. Heart. Ah. She smiled at me, a bit relieved that her new introduction worked. I mean, sure, she's weird, but hey, what's the worst that can happen? So, me and some friends wanted to know if you wanted to be on our team. Of course, I still don't know everyone, so I'm happy I wasn't the last one to be chosen. I looked towards the rest of the people. All of them seemed to be comfortable with each other. Then there was Zach, who looked bored out of his mind at a corner. Wait, Amy, can I invite someone? Yeah, sure, the more the merrier. I nodded as a thank you and went to the Black Wolf, who hadn't noticed my arrival. Hey, I was wondering if you wanted to join our team? He shrugged his shoulders and muttered a small grunt that I'm going to take as approval. Oh, nice. It's good to have another guy. I looked at the team she had gathered and noticed. We were the only guys. I looked towards the other team, who were all guys, most of which were either taller or buffer than me. Shit. Maybe Zach will go ballistic and carry the game. Or maybe the girls are really good at dodgeball. Oh ho ho! Girls versus boys. Give me everything you've got. She threw 5 balls into the field, 4 to our side and 1 to theirs. Nico, who I hadn't seen before, catched and started making one of those taunts that I've seen basketball players do when they spin the ball. He shouldn't be intimidating, but with that smile... How come they get 4 balls? Gulp is on a little bit. Start! All conversations ceased when the whistle blew. Nico made the first move. He quickly ran to the division and shot the ball to Amy's thighs. She didn't react and got hit. Instead of cursing at Nico like I sort of expected, she sighed and sat at the bleachers. And then she started rooting for us. They wouldn't go hard on a team full of girls, right? Then the girls who got the balls from the teacher at the beginning of the match all went to throw them. And all of them were caught. Well, in less than a minute, we somehow managed to get 5 of us eliminated. I don't want to hit a girl, dude. Try me, motherfucker. Language. Sorry. Yeah. Afraid I'm going to kick your butt, asshole. The guy went completely red and shot the ball as hard as he could. Wow, it's going really fast. I probably should have moved out of the way since the girl was just beside me. It was possible that I could get hit. And that's exactly what happened. The ball hit my stomach pretty strongly. But I held onto it as a reflex. Out! The guy, oh no so kindly, gave us the middle finger while the girl just smirked. I raised my right hand in surrender, gave the girl the ball, and went to lay down on the bleachers. Ow! The other girls who also got eliminated went to my side to ask if I was okay. I quickly disregarded my pain and told them to focus on the match. With half of us out, the left court of the match... That left the court of the match 6 against 11. Apparently, the rest of the guys also didn't want to hit the girls, since they focused on only grabbing their shots. He had a weird strategy, because in the end, only Zach was left standing with all 5 balls on his side. A small part of me expected him to go sicko mode and win a 1v11, but in the end, he just threw a ball really softly into the air so that they could easily catch it. And that's exactly what happened. Really? That quickly? Okay, now make teams again. There has to be 2 teams of 12. I want the same number of girls and guys in each team. Meanwhile, I'm going to take the little kiddo to the infirmary. Could be his fur helping, but I've never seen somebody that wide in years. Some of my classmates chuckled. Wait, Teach, may I go to the infirmary as well? My head is hearing a bit from all the noise. Good. Then you two go together then. I still need to give my class after all. And she smiled kindly. Ready to go? She helped me onto my feet, then grabbed my arm around her shoulder. I mean, it wasn't like my leg got hurt, but since she was trying, I kept quiet. My tummy hurts. So, just wanted to say sorry for being weird in the morning again. I've been obsessing over it all day. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's just that when I saw you, I just thought we could be good friends, you know? I'm just not the best with other people. Hey, I swear, it's okay. I'm also not the best with people. I'll be surprised to say more than 3 sentences without getting the other person bored or annoyed, actually. Tell you what if after we go check ourselves out in the infirmary, I show you the school afterwards? Hey, come on now, I'll even buy you some chips for the trip. Free chips. I couldn't help but feel bad for her. She seems normal for now, but her first impression did leave something on me. Meh, screw it, it's just going to be like 10 minutes either way. Sure then, but first let me lay down for a bit. That guy threw a cannon. It puts my own strategy into perspective when I see my classmates with such bodies. Oh, I forgot you were new here. Let me fill you in. That guy's name is Ryan. He dated that girl. She's called Steph. I don't know the exact nitty-gritty, but I think he shared her, pictures to his friends once when they fought. So he turned the favor by printing tons of pics of his junk and posting them around school. Ryan said she edited his dick to look smaller. Since Steffi is a friend of mine, I asked what it was all about. And she did edit the dick so it looked smaller. Why the fuck are they talking about his penis? So, yeah. What you think? I want to live alone in my room. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of drama, and the story is unsettling. But if she edited it to look smaller than shared those pics, then I think it would be a cool comeback. It wouldn't be cool. Who shares nudes, especially when they're not yours? I know I wouldn't send a pic of my junk to someone.
It's time
exactly
to drink water.
For the same reason. And well,
It's
my
time
self-esteem.
to drink water.
Anyways, the ball was
It's
just
time to drink
was
water.
going super fast. I'm surprised you reacted quickly
It's
enough to
time
put
to
yourself in
drink
front of the
water.
ball. Well, she was beside me, and I just wanted to look cool. I don't have the balls to tell her I didn't even move and the guy missed. Heh, don't have the balls. Get it? But now my whole stomach hurts. Don't worry, the infirmary is right around this corner. She pointed to a door at the end of the hall. Good. We entered the infirmary, told the nurse what happened, and she made us both lay down. And Amy didn't actually have a headache, she just wanted to talk about it earlier today. Are you feeling any better? Yep, thanks for bringing me here. No problemo. Now you ready to leave? Yeah, where are we heading first? Well, that's up to you, bud. I could show you the sports fields, the clubs, the halls, the cafeteria, the library. It's up to you, really. Well, why don't we start with the sports fields? Great, come this way. She hand motioned me to follow her the opposite way we came from. So, you must have heard about this school before enrolling, right? A bit. I only heard they love clubs and have good teachers, that's all. Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually. This school has a shit ton of clubs, from the video game club to the free hugs club to almost anything you can imagine. Which did you join? She flashed me a full-on smile full of white pearly teeth. Oh, I didn't join any. I don't think I would have the time either way. Lucas. You do know it's a requirement for graduation to have at least one club in your high school portfolio, right? Most people do it in the first year since the academic load isn't as heavy as the other years. But since we're new here, you probably didn't know that, huh? Why didn't anyone tell me this? No, I just found out it's really a requirement. She smiled cockily. Come on, lazy pants. They are actually pretty fun. Well, when you choose them yourself. What do you mean? Oh, it's nothing. It's just since I barely passed physics last year, my family forced me to join the science club. What a pain. Yeah, that sounds like a pain, or it doesn't sound that bad of a club. Wait a minute. This is a furry world, and I'm pretty sure we're all furries here. And this world is basically the inverse of our world. So, is there a fleshies club that we can join? I think that's what it's called. Like a skin sauna. I know, right? Well, better we go check all the clubs. Let me give you a really quick tour about the school. Amy ended up showing me where everything was in about 10 minutes. She ended up sweating a bit after the run, but maintained that smile regardless. And, well, I found out that she, surprisingly, was really cool. She wasn't even mean without reason or made me feel bad for starting a conversation. Last stop, this is the principal's office. Right now they're busy, as you can tell from the sound on the inside. Two were screaming inside, one of which I'm pretty sure it's our homeroom teacher. But do you see this list? This is a list of every single club and their schedules. I personally recommend you the Digital Art Club, given you have a tablet or something to digitally draw on. Of course, it was so much fun. Once played Pictionary, since we all knew how to draw, it got pretty darn competitive. And Nico tried to fake a heart attack so his team wouldn't lose. And that was halfway through our junior year when he was actually nice. That little motherfucker! Anyways, is there a club that caught your eye? Science club, sports club, art club. Oh shit, is this where routes diverge? Is this where routes diverge? Shit. Yeah, that's the fun thing. I don't have a browser window open anymore whenever I stream. Okay, so, oh, it doesn't matter? No, this one doesn't matter. Okay. So which one? Science, sports, or art? It's not route divergent. Okay. Okay. Hang on, that's just a eeny, meeny, miny, mo, cat. To if he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mother said to pick the very best one, and you will be it. There we go. Oh, nice. Which sport, though? Dodgeball, athletics, or basketball? I just hate sports. Actually, for some weird reason, I was already thinking you were going to choose the track team. Oh, really? Yeah, you just gave me that vibe. Weird, right? It's actually more impressive than weird. But yeah, after checking the list, I knew I would choose that. Cool. Amy took her phone out and read a couple of seconds before an uneasy look invaded her face. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Lucas. My bus is going to leave any time now, and I live pretty far away from here, so I really can't miss it. I hope you liked the tour. She started running down the hall, barely dodging some of the students hanging around there. Wait! She quickly reacted to my scream, halting quickly and jogging to my direction. Everything okay? Thank you for showing me around, Amy. I really appreciate it. My pleasure. Sorry for the morning again, and have a nice day. You too. After she left, I actually ended up running to my house. I have to cook for the twins, and I'm already starving. After some painfully slow classes, the day finally came to an end. As I had expected, we didn't do anything interesting. We got introduced to everything we'll do in the first semester and how the grading system will operate. I mostly didn't talk to anyone, not even on my lunch break. I want to have friends. I want to have what I had before. But for some reason, I was a nervous wreck the entirety of the day, so I didn't talk to anybody. Okay, Yuan code, Yuan, I actually do notice whenever you type something, but, like, you would, like, put dots in, and I'd be like, oh, what is he going to type? What are you going to type? And then I see nothing, and I'm like, oh, okay. But for some reason, I was a nervous wreck the entirety of the day, so I didn't talk to anybody. And since nobody approached me for the first half of the day, I ended up eating my ham sandwich alone. Which was extremely tasty, by the way. My cooking has gotten really decent now. After Dad died, our income significantly decreased, so Mom had to take a double shift in order to take care of my siblings and I. But she didn't earn a lot of extra money until 3 months after she took the shifts, since some stupid policy about employees and raises that I don't quite understand. What a better way to deal with death than having no money for food on the table. The twins weren't old enough to work or do something to help the case, so that was out of the question. Ethan refused to do anything since I'm a teen, I shouldn't help with money. Which, considering the phase he was in, is understandable, but still a bit tactless. So in the end, Mom could only rely on me. The first month I worked at a fast food place, but the payment was too low and it was difficult to feed us all. So we decided to give Plan B a try, which is that I became the housewife and Mom became the man of the house. Oh shit! Okay, weird comparison, but still, Mom's shift had changed from the 9 to 5 to 8 to 8. As a direct result, Mom had no time or energy to cook, forcing me to learn the action. At the beginning, I hated it. I lost precious time where I could be with my friends, and since I had to cook for 5 people that all ate as if they were starving, it was a long and tiring process that ended in a mediocre result, though. Result 2. But after some time, I started to become better at it. And slowly but surely, I started to enjoy it. I mean, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, but in that specific time, it was difficult to believe so. In retrospect, that was the time I was most unhappy in my whole life. My food sucked, my friends and I talked less and less, and the twins needed a dad figure in their life. I was so scared of fulfilling such high standards. I knew I was going to fail, but I still had to try. Thankfully, it all got better with time. Mom still works until pretty late, but I get to see her more often at night. I eventually became a fast and good cook. The twins even prefer my cooking over Mom's. I know she won't admit it, but I bet that she's a bit salty about it. But she also likes eating my food, so it balances it out. Lucas is a man. Everything's better now. I'm still hurting, it's still painful, but I'm slowly getting out of that hole. The hole that's known as depression. What a fucking bitch that is. Oh, I agree. Excuse my language. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm finally happy, and that's all that matters. Well, sometimes, even in my happiness, I can't help but feel sadness about my situation within my joy. Does that make any sense? Heck if I know. I want to start fulfilling the promise I made to my father. So I'm going to give writing a try again. I used to have so much fun doing it until that happened. But I want to move on. I don't know if I'm 100% ready, but ready enough to try. That thought entertained me for the walk home and the cooking part. As soon as I finished eating with the twins, I excused myself to my room. My room was clean for the most part, my bed being the only part that's not immaculate. Since I don't have to share the room anymore, it looks extremely big now. Besides having such a big room, I feel free in a way. I went to my desk and sat down, pushing my laptop from the middle to a corner. And it's an ad. We're going to stop for a minute while the ad plays. It is a nice room. Then I grabbed a book that hadn't seen the light of day in a while. It had a dark purple color, my favorite color. This is my journal, the third one to be specific. Besides those books, I've had a total of 3 journals. The first one was from when I was 12. Its writing isn't the best, but I have a soft spot for it. The second journal I wrote from when I was 14 to 16. As I said before, I didn't really have much free time then, but I managed to still write a bit on it, like once a month, give or take. Then on my 17th birthday, I had the intention of starting my 3rd journal, but I made a dumb mistake. I used that book because I was, well, an idiot. And then all the problems started. That was the most painful semester I've lived in my almost 18 years of life. Allies betrayed, enemies judged, and I felt like a mere chess piece in the grand scheme of things, being manipulated without any sort of will. And all the while, I didn't even know it was all a game. That's a story for another time. Anyways, after it all happened, I became scared of writing again. Actually, I didn't take any notes for at least 3 months because of it. I was that scared. My grades are proof of that. But now that I know a big part of the truth, I want to restart this part of my life that I had to bury for the sake of my sanity. Well, for many other reasons, but again, I don't want to think too much about it. Even in my own thoughts, I'm a top-tier staller, holy moly. I took a deep breath and tried to find the strength to stop my hands from shaking so much. I'm a pussy, a real pussy. But I want to change that, and this is the first step. Nothing left to lose, I guess. I opened the book and stared at the first page. The paper was a bit raspy against my hand as I tried to write on it. My hand froze against the paper as my breath picked up. It was so hard. This fear is so rooted that I don't think I'm scared of anything else. I forced myself to relax my tense shoulders. Just do it. Entry 1, August the 24th. Dear Diary, today was my first day of my senior year of high school. It was pretty boring. I was on my lonesome all day except for the beginning and the end of it. I was forced to introduce myself to other 4 people as the introduction activity. They were all special in their own sense. First, there's this guy called Nico. He's a cat that, from what I gathered from today, enjoys making people annoyed. He reminds me of a mischievous child. Then there's Derek. He has a bit of an ego, but he was overall the most approachable out of anyone. He was always smiling, which was nice. Then you have Zach, who I don't know much about. He looks to be the quiet, angry kid who's always frowning. And then you have Amy, who had a really weird first impression. And unfortunately, not in a good way. She showed me the school at the end of the day, and she wasn't as weird as before. She was actually pretty cool. Besides Miss Margaret, she's my first friend in almost a year. She told me she was forced to join the science club since she almost failed last year. I ended up venting to the book every single word that came to mind. It felt good to get the thoughts out of my head. And I know it's a bit dumb, but I felt like a part of me I had long lost came back to me after I finished writing. It had been a long time since I felt this fulfilled. Today, the new era of Lucas Noir starts. Tomorrow, I'll make friends me a normal teen again. No more little bitch boy. With a smile on my face, I closed the book and laid down on my bed. And then I fell asleep before I could even think of it. We're gonna leave off here tonight. Hiya. You joined right as we were ending. Don't worry, the VOD should be up immediately on Twitch. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.